Good morning, Palmer Ridge. I'm Miguel McElintal.
And I'm Tucker Ballman. Thanks for tuning into our show.
I hope all of you had a fantastic Thanksgiving break.
With finals coming soon, it's important to start looking at your notes from earlier this year.
Recently, Stasia got a good look at a political play, Hamilton.
A couple of weeks before Thanksgiving break, America witnessed an election that won't soon be forgotten. In the months leading up to November 8th, the nation was in uproar over controversial presidential candidates. After the victory of President-elect Donald Trump, the nation experienced a season of rioting and protest. This election was definitely one for the history books. However, contrary to popular belief when it comes to contentious presidential elections, the Trump versus Clinton campaign wasn't the first. Unless you're completely oblivious to media, you've probably have some sort of familiarity with the hit Broadway Hamilton, written by Lin-Manuel Miranda. The story follows the success of founding father Alexander Hamilton and his influence in the election of 1800. Though parts of the story are exaggerated for audience appeal, Miranda attests that the musical exhibits many facts and occurrences from what might be considered America's first extreme political upset. In 1800, a man by the name of Aaron Burr ran against Thomas Jefferson, who we now recognize as our third president. Because of the way the electoral colleges worked at that time, Burr's loss earned him the title of vice president under Jefferson. The musical centers around the success of the Constitution promoting Alexander Hamilton and his rocky relationship with Aaron Burr. Through miscommunication, scandal, and differing political standing, Hamilton develops a feud with the vice president. On July 11, 1804, Burr and Hamilton illegally met in the woods of Weehawken, New Jersey for a duel which ended in Alexander Hamilton's death. The election of 2016 brought about a lot of anger and malice. Though this election season has been difficult for most everyone, at least we can take comfort in the fact that our vice president hasn't murdered anyone. Of course, we can also look forward to a potential musical twist on this memorable election sometime in the next 200 years. From Ridgeline, this is Stasia Gessert.
Thanks, Stasia. That's a fascinating way to learn more about our nation's history.
There are many clubs offered here at Palmer Ridge, and Bill was able to get a closer look at one of them.
Palmer Ridge puts a lot of focus on extracurricular activities. One of the lesser-known clubs is Ignited. Students gather to share thoughts and prayers for those who may need it. It's a great way for students to unite in a common interest and really shows the strength of our school. With all of the crazy stuff that is happening in our country right now, sometimes it's good to take a moment to think of those around you. That's the goal of Ignited. The club kicks off by talking about what's happening in all of the members' lives and brainstorming some of the things around campus and beyond.
We pray about things that are going on, and yeah, it's a good way to start the day.
After some casual talk, the members join hands and take turns praying for those in need. Although many may not share the same beliefs as those at Ignited, the bond that is shown between these students exemplifies a foundational trait of Palmer Ridge, students coming together to better those around them. For Ridgeline, this is Bill Jones.
What a wonderful way to be able to express yourself in our school.
With the regular season over, our players laced up their cleats in the playoffs. Tucker got an in-depth look at our first playoff matchup.
A few weeks ago, our Palmer Ridge Bears faced off against the Meade Mavericks. Although the team fought hard, this was unfortunately their first and last playoff game of the season. Although the outcome was not as hoped, the players still gave their best effort and hustled on every play. The Bears held a slim lead until the fourth quarter, when the Mavericks rallied back to win. Despite the loss, school spirit was still high, as the Palmer Ridge Pep Band played their hearts out in support.
This being my last year, I am very proud of what the team has accomplished. First, the conference champions and the best record in Palmer Ridge history. And I'm just proud to be a part of this team.
We'll be looking forward to next year. From Ridgeline, this is Tucker Ballman.
Be sure to keep cheering on our sports teams and showing our Bear pride.
There are many different interesting classes provided at our school. Miguel was able to paint a more refined picture of what our photo class is all about.
Many students might have their phones in mind when thinking of photography, but the students in photo class revive an old craft which is known as film photography. Film photography is seen as a thing of the past, but the photo classes here at Palmer Ridge puts the darkroom back in the spotlight. The students dust off the old film cameras and learn to develop their interesting photos in the darkroom.
basically you can express your feelings through art, which is a good way.
The students work at their own pace, which creates a calm and relaxing atmosphere as they develop. Every photo has its own personality, and Miss Davis teaches the students on how to illustrate it through film photography. For Ridgeline, this is Miguel McAlintal.
Thanks for giving us a brief snapshot into photo, Miguel.
Among the many diverse ways to learn, the Knowledge Bowl offers a unique and creative way to study.
We have a wide variety of clubs here at Palmer Ridge, but did you know we have one based just solely on knowledge?
Knowledge Bowl meets every Friday at 3 o'clock and is designed as a competition of wits for students. This club was initiated by Parker Johnson and Brady Arnold and is the first one ever here at Palmer Ridge.
So, Knowledge Bowl is a new club to PRHS this year. It's created by me and Brady Arnold. It's every Friday after school, and it's focused around general knowledge of the world and trivia.
The club's first competition is on December 10th at James Irvin Charter School. Be sure to support them, and if you're interested, swing by the Distance Learning Lab on Friday after school to get some more information. From Ridgeline, this is Sean Brady.
Any student looking to broaden their scope of knowledge should look into this event.
And now, here's Brinkley with a quick view of what the skies are bringing our way.
Good morning, Palmer Ridge. I'm Brinkley, your weather woman, and I have your weather forecast for this week. Taking a look at the pressure map, it seems that we have multiple low pressure zones on the west coast. And over on the east coast, we have a couple high pressure zones. And looking at the radar, we can see that there's precipitation all over our nation, whether it's snow on the west coast or rain on the east. Let's go to the 5-day and check out this week's forecast. Monday will be a high of 39 and a low of 17. Tuesday, a high of 34 and a low of 12. Wednesday and Thursday are in the mid-30s. And finally, Friday, we have a high of 28 and a chance of snow. Well, Palmer Ridge, that's all I have for you today. Whether you like it or not, that's this week's forecast. Back to you in the studio.
We can always rely on you to give us an accurate weather report, Brinkley. Thank you.
And that's our show for this week, Palmer Ridge. Have a good week, and remember, Christmas break is just around the corner.
I just forgot to turn my head.
All right.